In the top stories, a father of two is gunned down yards away from his home. Mayor Mottley to lead a march from Parliament to Bay Street, and the waste-to-energy plant is off the cards. Welcome to Nation News for Friday, May 13th, 2016. I am Natasha Beckles. Police are investigating the fifth apparent murder of the year. 40-year-old Cherno Ricardo Rose of Neil's Tenantry, St. Michael, was gunned down just after 10 o'clock on Thursday night. Mr. Rose was reportedly among a group of people gathered a few yards away from his home when a number of men approached and discharged a firearm several times. Police say he received a gunshot injury to his upper torso and collapsed a short distance away. He died at the scene. Another man was shot in his left foot. Mr. Rose's girlfriend of 12 years and mother of his two daughters, Aminata Holder, was at home when the incident occurred.
So here, we got shots and then they heard and beating somebody called him a name. So I didn't really see anything, so I freeze and then really people just like shouting and saying, get up. When I get up, I saw Cherno face down and wrong with blood coming out his mouth. I ran and I fell. I get my knee dig out, I cry and I cry and I cry.
What relationship was like between you two?
It was good. Cherno was a very loving man. Nobody had everybody. You could water school, district, ask everybody but Cherno.
The opposition Barbados Labour Party's no-confidence motion against the government has failed, but the party is clearly not letting up the pressure on the Frundell-Stewart administration. Opposition leader Mayor Mottley announced that she and other members of the party will be walking from the Parliament buildings to Bay Street at noon next Thursday. Ms. Mottley called on those who are dissatisfied with the running of the country to join her and wear white. Meantime, the motion brought by Ms. Mottley on Thursday was defeated 16-12, just after 2 a.m. on Friday, following a marathon debating session in the House of Assembly. The 12 opposition members voted for the motion, while 15 government members of Parliament and independent MP for Christchurch West, Maria Agard, voted against it. The other independent member, former Prime Minister Owen Arthur, was absent. Environment Minister Dr. Dennis Lowe says the controversial Cahill waste-to-energy plant has been scrapped. Speaking in the House of Assembly on Thursday night, he said the country was running out of space to build more dumps, and government felt waste-to-energy was the universally accepted option. However, he said plants in other countries have shown up significant technological flaws, and it was not sensible to continue at this time. Dr. Lowe criticized members of the Barbados Labour Party who said government had already entered into a contract to build the plant. He said the only completed document was a heads of terms, which outlines the possible points of negotiating an agreement, but is not an agreement in itself. The teenager accused of murdering a 57-year-old mother and grandmother has been remanded to prison until June 10th. 19-year-old Rashid Sylvester Cox appeared in the District A Magistrates Court on Friday before Magistrate Douglas Frederick. Ms. Hines was shot in the head while she and other family members were driving along Barbados Hill, St. Michael on May 1st. She succumbed to her injuries 3 days later. BMX is here again, and hundreds of school children were among the first to view the exhibits on Friday. They eagerly made their way around to the booths of various manufacturers and service providers before the annual showcase opened to the public. BMX runs until Monday. The Employment Rights Tribunal has wrapped up its hearing of the wrongful dismissal case brought by former National Conservation Commission workers represented by the Barbados Workers Union. The tribunal received judgment in the matter, with Chairman Hal Gollop saying they would endeavor to have a decision ready in the shortest possible time. Queen's Counsel Edmund King, who was representing the BWU, called for the retrenched workers to receive substantial compensation if they can't be reinstated. Tourism Minister Richard Seeley says government will not pursue tourism growth at the expense of social and environmental concerns. He gave the assurance on Thursday night as he addressed about 50 tour operators from around the world.
Many destinations who have seen astronomical growth where environmental issues and people issues become secondary just because you're trying to get arrivals and spend up. We understand that we have to balance it. And as a matter of fact, this government has committed itself to social and environmental balance as being key in our effort at striving for the progress of our people. And so I can assure you that we are not allowing the growth necessarily. As tremendous as the growth is, we understand it is important to still keep those fundamental issues of a destination, fundamental issues of a successful nation state in place.
The tour operators are in Barbados for a 2-day symposium, during which they will be updated on the island's latest tourism offerings. In sport, Clayton's Qualatonic Notre Dame missed an opportunity to avoid relegation from the Digital Premier League on Thursday. The one-time kings of domestic football are now in a bind after giving up an early lead to be defeated by Neighbourhood Care Pharmacy Weymouth Wales 3-1. Later in the evening, in a preview of Sunday's Banks Bear Champions Cup semi-finals, Rendezvous defeated Mackinson Brittonsill 3-1. And finally, officials in Tennessee say a former Endeavour Air flight attendant has been charged with stealing nearly 1,500 mini bottles of liquor from her job and selling them online. 28-year-old Rachel Trevor has been indicted on charges including theft, unlawful sale of alcohol, and unauthorized transportation of alcohol. Investigators say Ms. Trevor would put small bottles of rum, vodka, gin, and whiskey in her bag after a flight, then post them for sale on Craigslist for $1. The bottles typically sell for $8 on flights. And that's Nation News for Friday. For more news, log on to nationnews.com and follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Remember to pick up your papers over the weekend or subscribe to our e-paper. And look out for the weekend buzz a little later. Thank you so much for joining us.